Hello students, today we will be starting with the lesson fiber to fabric. Now already when you see the term fiber, you can easily understand that these fibers are the materials by which the clothes are made. So actually what we can say, what is a fiber? The fibers are the material by which clothes are made. And where from we get these materials? We get these materials from the plants and animals. So what are fibers? The fibers are the materials that is used for making the clothes. And where from we get these materials or the fibers? From the plants and animals. So we can say that there are plant fibers and animal fibers as well. So next we will come to the picturesque portion of the book, that is the page number 49. In your book you can see that there are different materials shown in the pictures. As you can see here, I'll show you. So you can see here cotton socks, jute rope, silk cloth and leather shoes. So what you have to do here is to identify the materials given below, these materials, as plant or animal product. Okay, so without seeing the answers which is written here, you can see that you have to write P for the plant products and A for the animal products. So plant products, you all know that this is plant product is cotton socks, jute rope, these are all from the plant. Silk cloth is also from the plant. Yes? No, silk cloth is not from the plants. Silk is obtained from the silk worms, silk moths. So this is animal and leather is also animal. So here you will write P, here you will write P, here you will write A, and leather shoes you will write what? A, because this is also obtained from the animals. Now we will discuss a little bit about the history of the clothing. See, about 30,000 years ago, people used to make clothes by the help of the animal skin. At that time, these modern dresses were not available. So stitching was also not invented at that time. So about 30,000 years ago, people used what? Animal skin as their clothing. And wool was founded about 6,000 years ago. And people learned to use wool about this 6,000 years ago. They used this wool to make their clothing. Now silkworms were domesticated to produce silk about 3000 BC, the silk, and in China, and also cotton came around 3000 BC into use. So you can see about 30,000 years ago people used what? Animal skin. Then 6,000 years ago people used what? Wool. Cotton and silk came about at 3000 BC, and slowly the fibers came into existence. But at that time the fabrics were unstitched, they were not stitched. Like nowadays also we have what? Saris, dhotis, turban, these are not stitched. So at that time also the clothes that were available were not stitched. Only unstitched piece of cloth were found during the ancient period. So next topic is fiber and fabric. So just now I told that clothes are made from where? Made from the fibers. And what are these fibers? These fibers are thin strands of thread. Okay, the materials that are used to make the clothes are called what? Fibers. These are obtained from plants and animals, just now I told. So thin strands of thread which can be used for making clothes are called what? Fibers. Now these fibers are twisted together. They are twisted together to form what? Yarns. Okay, so these fibers that we obtain from the plants or the animals, they are twisted together to form what? The yarns. And these yarns are then either woven or knitted to form what? The fabric. Either this yarn can be woven into cloths or knitted into the cloths, or that is called what? Fabric. So fabric is what? The cloths, and fiber is what? The thin strands of thread that is used to make the fabric is the fiber. What is this fabric? This is the cloth. So cotton can be taken from the plants, and cotton fabric can be stitched, and that can be changed into frock or a dress or a kurta. Yes or no? So this is called what? This is a dress, and the fabric is the cloth that is used to make the dress. So once again you can see this part, that these fibers are what? Thin strands of thread. These are twisted to form what? Yarns. Yarns are then woven or knitted to form the fabric, and then the fabric, the cloth, is stitched to form the dresses. Fabric is stitched to form what? Cotton frock or cotton kurta or whatever. Silk, any silk kurta, silk dress, that is stitched. Then we get the proper clothes, or what? That is the dresses. So there are two main processes of making the fabrics from the yarn. Two main processes will be there, which are for making the fabric, that is the cloth material, from the yarn. The two processes are weaving and knitting. Let's discuss them first. Yarn is converted to fabric. Okay, right? So yarn is converted to fabric. How they are converted? The process we will see now. Number one is weaving, where we can see they are arranged. Two sets of yarn are arranged together. They are weaved in a loom, which is a machine, by hand or by power. So it's very easy. System is quite easy to understand, that what you have to do, you have to arrange the sets of yarn. Two sets of yarn are arranged. Okay. So this arrangement is done, and by using the machine, which is called the loom, and this is either hand operated or this is operated by power. Okay, so then there will be patterns. Now threads will be arranged in the cloth, in the fabric, and the cloth will be woven. So the pattern of arrangement of threads is called what? The weave. How the clothes appear in design, the pattern of arrangement of the threads, how the threads are set in the loom to give a design, this arrangement is called the weave. There may be various patterns of weaving, and this pattern is called what? Weave. So what is weaving? This involves what? This involves the arrangement of the yarns, and then that requires what? A machine, which is called the loom. How this loom operates? By hand or by power. Okay, and the next process is what? Knitting. Let's see what is it. So here knitting, you all know the meaning of knitting. So this involves the making of fabric. How? By connecting the loops of yarn. So many or series of loops of yarns are connected together, and that is known as what? Knitting. So when there are a number of loops of yarns and they are connected together in series to make a sweater, so that is called what? A knitting. And how it is done? By the use of knitting needles or machines. All of you have seen that many people know how to knit sweaters with the help of the needles. So knitting is learnt. It can be learned from others also. Sitting at home also people can knit with the help of the knitting needles, where a series of yarns or connected yarns are used so that a sweater can be made. So that is called what? A knitting, where different types of yarns are connected together. Okay, so how many processes we got for making clothes? Weaving and knitting. There are two processes by which fabric can be made from what? Yarn. Right? Okay. Next we come to the topic natural and synthetic fibers. From the term only you can see that fibers can be obtained from the nature, it's called natural, and fibers can be obtained artificially, man-made. So those fibers that can be obtained from nature, that is from the plants or animals, like cotton, jute, wool, these are natural, and synthetic fibers are made by man using some chemical substances. For example, nylon, rayon, polyester, these are examples of what? Synthetic fibers. So how many types of fibers are there? natural fibers and synthetic fibers. From the term only you can see that natural fibers are obtained from plants and animals, from nature, and synthetic fibers are made by man. They are artificially made by the use of the chemical substances. What are the examples? Nylon, rayon, polyester. What synthetic materials that is used for making the clothes are called the synthetic fibers. Okay. Now we will discuss about some of the plant fibers. Now we will discuss about the plant fibers. You can see the example: cotton, jute, silk cotton, coir, hemp, flax. These are obtained from where? From the plants. So the examples of plant fibers are these. Cotton is obtained from cotton plant, jute is obtained from the jute plant, then silk cotton is obtained from the silk cotton plant or kapok, coir is obtained from the coconut, hemp from the hemp plant, and flax from the flax plant. Okay, so now we will discuss about the fiber cotton. You all know cotton clothes. So where from we get the cotton? From the cotton plants. Yes or no? So we get the cotton from the cotton plants. What type of plants are they? They are shrub. That means they are slightly bigger in size than the herbs. They grow best in the black soil and the warm climate. And they need what? Moderate rainfall. A medium amount of rainfall is needed for the growth of the cotton. And I think all of you have heard about khadi. This is a coarse hand woven cloth. This is also made from cotton. So where from we get the cotton? From the cotton plant. But where? These are attached around the seeds. So cotton plant has roots and the cotton fibers are attached around the seeds. Then we have to remove the seeds from the fibers and get the fibers and then use it into yarn so that those can be converted into the fabric. So which is the best soil for the growth of the cotton is the black soil and a moderate amount of rainfall. Okay, so now we will discuss about how cotton is produced. Now we will discuss about the steps that is involved in production of cotton. Now as you can see here, now we will be discussing about the steps involved in production of cotton. See, in the cotton plant, there is a small green fruit which is called the cotton ball. Now the cotton plants have the fruit which is called the cotton ball. And inside the fruit, that is the cotton ball, the seeds are surrounded by the fibers. Right. So cotton ball contains a seed which are surrounded by the fibers. Okay. So this fiber has to be taken out. So when the cotton ball splits open, when it matures, when the fruit grows and it matures, then it splits open. It bursts and the cotton fibers are exposed. So when the cotton fibers are exposed towards the sunlight, they dry, and after drying the crop is then harvested. You know the meaning of harvesting? Yes, harvesting means cutting of the crops and then storing it. So when the crops mature, they are harvested. That means they are taken out from the plants. So the cotton ball matures, it bursts open and the cotton fibers are exposed to the sunlight, they dry and then they are harvested. So this is the second step. Now we come to the third step. So the third step is ginning. So what happens here? Now after harvesting, the fibers are got dried and then after the cotton is harvested, what happens? Then the fibers are separated from the seeds. The fibers that was attached with the seeds, they are dried now, then they are separated from the seeds. How they will be separated? By the use of strong air currents. Strong air currents are passed through in a machine and then the seeds are separated from the cotton, and so this process is called what? Ginning. So what is this? Separation of the fibers from the seed by the use of strong air current is called what? Ginning. Okay, next we come to the fourth step. So what is there in the fourth step? You can see the fibers are cleaned and then they are made into long threads like strands. Okay, they are made into long threads. Their length is increased once they are cleaned and they are made into long threads. And then the fibers are used by spinning. They are converted into the yarn by the process of spinning. So what happens here? Fibers are cleaned, they are made into long threads, and then they are formed into the cotton yarn, and the process is called what? Spinning. So process of making yarn from fibers is called what? Spinning. So then this yarn is converted into the cotton fabrics. By which process? By weaving and knitting. So these are all very easy process. Once we'll summarize the 4 steps again. The first step is taking of the fruits, that is the cotton ball, and when they mature, they rupture, explode, the fruit burst open, and then they expose the fibers to the sunlight. Then the fibers are dried, and then the crop is harvested. After harvesting, then what process is followed? Ginning, where the fibers are separated from the seeds. After separation, the fibers are cleaned and then they are converted into long threads. Then they are spun around to form the yarn. Then yarn is changed into fabrics. Okay, so these were the steps in the formation of the cotton. Okay, so have you heard about charkha? You know about charkha? The loom? Yes or no? This was promoted by Bapuji Mahatma Gandhi. So charkha was the loom that was used in the earlier days by the people, and this was promoted by Mahatma Gandhi, who is the father of the nation. So this charkha was recognized as one of the most important symbol of self-sufficiency and independence all over the world. So India is represented by charkha. By whom? By father of nation, Mahatma Gandhi. Now we will start with the discussion of jute. Jute is also a plant fiber which is obtained from the bark of the jute plant. And where will the jute grow? They will mainly grow in the clay soil, to the sandy soil. But which is the best soil? Loamy soil is the best soil. And they need a lot of rainfall. In the regions where it rains a lot, then the jute will grow in that particular place. And do you know the meaning of loamy soil? Loamy soil, this is a mixture of what? The sand, silt and clay all together. Sand, clay and silt together forms what? The loamy soil. And this is the best soil for the growth of the jute plant. So which is the best soil? Loamy soil. And how much rainfall it needs? It needs a lot of rainfall compared to cotton, which needs a moderate rainfall. Okay. So now we will discuss about the production method of the jute. Now where from we get the fibers of the jute? We can get the fibers of the jute from the stem of the jute plant. Actually the fibers are present where? In the stem. And the height of the jute plant grows to about 6 to 10 feet. And the stem has a very thick bark from where we can get the fibers. Okay. So the process by which we get the fibers from the jute plant is called what? Retting. You can see here retting. So what is retting? Let us discuss that first. Now these fibers that is present in the jute plant, in the stems, they are very sticky. Okay, that means they are attached to each other. So a need of separation is there. So these fibers are very sticky and so they have to be separated. They are stick together fibers, but sticking together of fibers is not at all acceptable, because fibers are needed to be separated from each other so that their use will be easier. So fibers need to be separated, and so this how the sticky substance is removed by putting the fibers in water and keeping them inside the water so that the stems rot. They are decomposed, they are rotted. So rotting of the stems takes place in water and the sticky substance is removed. This process is called what? Retting. So the process of rotting of the stems in the water to remove the sticky substance that is present in the fibers is called what? Retting. So this is a very important step. which is called what? Ratting. After ratting, we get the fibers of the jute, and from the jute fibers, what we can make? Jute bag, we can make clothes, we can make a mat, we can make a sack, and many things from the jute fiber. So you can see here the sticky substance is removed, and then fibers are used for making various items. Okay, hope you have understood up to this much. Now we will discuss about other useful plant fibers. Under that you can see here coir. This is obtained from the husk of coconut. Now you can ask me, what is husk? Husk is the outer fibrous covering of the coconut. The brownish color part of the coconut is called the husk. Okay, so how to collect the husk? Coconuts are then left in water. Coconuts are taken and they are left in water for a few months. Then the husk are separated from the nut, and then they are beaten with wooden mallets. Huge wooden planks are taken to beat the husk, and then husk is separated. But before that, coconut was left in water for months. Then the fiber is taken out, which is spun, and then they are colored or dyed, and they are used for weaving. So is it clear? Once again I will tell the husk. Which one is the husk of the coconut? The brownish colored outer covering of the coconut is called the husk. So how we'll take out the husk? The coconuts are to be left in water, and then the husk will be separated. This will be separated by how? This will be separated by beating it with the wooden mallets. And then fibers are taken, they are spun, they are dyed, and they are used for weaving. So what are the uses of the husk? They are used for making ropes, floor coverings, stuffings in the mattress and pillows. I think all of you have seen the mattresses on the bed. So if you can just look into the inner part of the mattress, if it is visible to you, you can see the husk of the coconut are visible inside the mattresses. So you can see the use of the husk in the mattress, and also you know very well this husk is used for making ropes and floor coverings. Next we come to the next fiber, which is called the silk cotton. This is obtained from the kapok tree. The silk cotton tree is called the kapok tree, and this fiber is used for making pillows. This is a soft cotton silk type, and for making sleeping bags, and also the inner fillings of the life jackets. These are used for stuffing in the pillows and sleeping bags and life jackets, because they are very soft like silk, so they are used as stuffing. Next fiber is hemp, which is obtained from the hemp plant. The stems of the hemp plant will give what? The hemp fibers. These are used in the production of ropes, carpets, nets, cloth paper, and one of the most important use is the making of bioplastics. So hemp fiber also used in the making of bioplastics, which is biodegradable and easily recyclable. So this is very important. Hemp is used for making what? Bioplastics, along with the ropes, carpets, nets, and cloths of paper. Next we can see is flax, which is obtained from the stem of the flax plant, and this type of fibers are used to make linen, one type of fiber that is used to make clothes, which is called the linen, and this is also used for making ropes and high quality paper. So this all, that is silk, cotton, hemp, flax, and the coir, these are all the fibers that are obtained from the plants. Okay, so what we have discussed today? We have discussed about cotton, we have discussed about jute, we have discussed about other useful plant fibers like coir, silk cotton, hemp, and flax. So did you understand the chapter? This chapter was quite easy and it is a very short chapter. I think all of you have understood this chapter. So what will you do now? Just try to follow each and every line that is written in the book and try to synchronize it with the video that I have given to you. In the next class, I will be discussing and giving you the exercises.